Good day, everyone. My name is Ryan Igia, and we will be reporting to you the analyzation of EDCOM Year 2 report for higher education. We will start with the three challenges, and then we'll proceed to recommendation and then conclusion. We realize the first challenge that we came upon with is the unequal realities of inclusive aspiration in Philippine higher education, specifically concerning those of equitable and access to quality education. Next slide. This just refers to the disparity between the stated goals of providing widespread or fair access to higher education in the Philippines and the actual outcomes. So there is a disparity between what kung kailangan nilang ma-benefit doon sa mga, for example, TES and doon sa mga nato-target noong subsidy na yun. Now, next slide. Why is it a challenge? It is a challenge because there is a discrepancy in the distribution of tertiary education subsidies. The report identifies a preliminary key finding that the distribution of subsidies deviates the acts of eligibility criteria, indicating that the subsidies are not effectively reaching those who are in need. Nakikita natin sa slide na to yung graph, yung bar graph, na for academic year 2018 to 2019, itong blue is PNSL, ito yung mga well-off or yung may mga kaya. And then itong yellow na to and yung red are part of 4Ps na and part of listahan. Ito yung mga estudyante na kailangan talaga ng subsidies na yon. Nakita natin madaming beneficiaries, pero pagdating ng year 2022-2023, mas tumaas yung mga students na well-off or yung mga may kaya compared doon, mas bumaba pa lalo yung mga dapat na mga estudyante na kailangan talaga ng subsidies na yon. It just tells us na may disparity between the subsidies na dapat kailangan mapunta dapat sa mga students na kailangan yun, but instead napupunta siya or mas nagbe-benefit yung mga tao na well-off o hindi naman talaga kailangan ng subsidies na yun.
For the recommendation to address the discrepancy in the distribution of tertiary education subsidies, or TES, the solution is to reallocate a greater share of the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act budget towards TES. This is because TES covers not just tuition, but also daily needs like books, transport, and living expenses, making it the most impactful support for students who need it most. However, in recent years, its share of the budget has shrunk, while more funds go to free higher education or FHE, a program that benefits everyone, including students from wealthy families. By shifting funds back to TES, we prioritize equity, maximize impact, and honor the true spirit of inclusive education. So for the next challenge,
So challenge number 2 is one-size-fits-all approach. So ang meron naman dito is why is it a challenge? So number 1 is standardization over differentiation. So sabi dito, yung CHED Memorandum Order number 46 series of 2012 na ikinakategorize daw yung higher education institution bilang university or college at professional institution base sa kanilang specialization. Pero yung nangyayari kapag mismong practice na is pare-pareho pa rin yung pamantayan na ginagamit nila na from CHED. Kaya binabatay pa rin nila yung standards ng university nila, like sa mga research outputs or like other programs. Kaya nahihirapan yung mga non-university sa mga like purpose nila dahil kailangan pa rin nila habulin yung requirements na hindi naman talaga akma para sa school nila mismo para lang makasabay sa criteria or standards ng ibang school. Next naman dyan is yung misalignment of institutional goals. Yung dito naman is pinipilit nilang ilaan yung budget or oras ng student or staff nila para lang sa maabot yung criteria or standards. Kaya nangyayari is nasasayang yung resources or bumababa yung quality ng education nila. Lalo na kung yung focus talaga nila is yung parang job ready or parang technical vocational skills. Number 3 naman is undermine specialized or local institution. Isang example dito is yung Philippine State College of Aeronautics na alam naman natin is aviation or puro aircraft yung parang sa skills nila and yung mission nila doon. So, since yun yung mission nila, is ginagamit pa rin nila yung university-based standards since wala silang specific classification. Kaya hindi applicable yung ginagamit nilang criteria. Kaya hindi rin nabibigyan ng tamang support yung institution nila sa when it comes to standards and budgets.
So for the recommendations in the one-size-fits-all challenge that is being described in the EDCOM 2-year 1 report, here are the recommendations for that. That is also stated in the file. So first is the to review and revise existing horizontal typology. So, yung horizontal typology, ito yung typology that refers to the classification of HEICs based on their nature or functions. So, rather than hierarchy or performance levels. So, current classifications might lump together very different institutions or fail to reflect the variety in missions. So, why is it important? Why this review and revise is important? So, it is important to have a more refined horizontal typology that allows policies, examples of it are funding, accreditation, academic expectations, to be tailored to the unique context of each institution. So, second is to conduct cluster analysis for policy design. So, this cluster analysis, this is being done using bottom-up empirical data. So, meaning the data is being collected directly from HEIs and reflects real-world properties and conditions. So, instead of imposing uniform policies on all HEIs, this approach allows more efficient, evidence-based, and context-sensitive policies that are responsive to the actual landscape of higher education. And lastly, this is to develop a new vertical typology. So vertical typology, it is the classification based on the quality and the problem offered in the institution. So EDCOM 2 plans to create a vertical typology, a classification system that differentiates HEIs based on levels of development or performances. So it is to encourage continuous improvement, informing differentiated quality assurance standards, and enable targeted support for HEIs at different stages of capacity and performance.
My name is Steven Albuenas, and I will be discussing about a challenge that is also found in the EDCOM report Year 1, and which is the lack of an integrated quality indicator databases in some state university colleges. This quality indicators serves as the processes or the measure to evaluate the main processes of the higher education, namely the teaching and learning quality, outcomes, or research and scholarship engagement, as well as the board passing rate of an higher education institution. So why is it important? If a student wants to enter that particular university and it doesn't have that integrated quality indicator database, as we all know, it seems like this state university doesn't have much accreditation, and the quality of education is some kind of not of the top-notch quality that they're looking for. So what we would recommend if a state university doesn't have an integrated quality indicator database is that they would need to upgrade that also, and they will need to furthermore improve about their research, to furthermore with their accreditations, and for that, they can attract more students that would engage or enroll themselves to that specific state university or colleges. And that's all.
For the synthesis part po ng report namin, unang sinabi doon na may problem daw tayo sa equitable access ng quality education. So, binanggit doon yung tertiary education subsidy, which is yung TES. So, para siya sa mga estudyante ng college. Pero instead daw na mas marami yung mga may hirap na nakikinabang or natutulungan nito, mas mababa daw yung share nila sa TES, which is mas napupunta daw yung budget sa free higher education or FHE, which is napupunta siya sa mga non-targeted individuals or students. So, meaning pati yung mga mayayaman nakikinabang din daw dito. So, it widens the access gap. So, yung recommendation dito is ibalik daw yung budget priority ng DES para mas matulungan talaga yung mga nangangailangan, since it just promotes just and efficient quality. And for the next part, meron daw po yung one-size-fits-all quality assurance system. So imagine, CHED applies uniform university-based standard sa lahat ng mga schools. So kahit hindi sila research university, kaya napipilitan daw yung ibang institution na mag-invest sa activities like producing research, imbes na mag-focus daw sa core mission ng course nila. So it's like providing practical job-ready skills. So sinasabi dito na sayang daw sa oras at resources at pwede naman daw makababa to sa kalidad ng edukasyon. Kaya sabi nila kailangan daw i-review at i-revise ang typology ng schools. And lastly, kulang din daw tayo sa integrated quality indicators database ng higher education level. So dapat mas ma-enhance daw ng CHED yung database para mas ma-measure natin yung quality ng programs in different institutions around the Philippines. And overall, these challenges highlight the need for more equitable and efficient higher education systems sa Philippines. And that's naman po for the reflection part si Jana.
So, ang overall reflection naman ng group namin is maraming problema ang kinakaharap ng CHED and also the higher education institutions ng bansa natin. Isa na doon is yung mahal yung pagpapaaral sa college and also yung one-size-fits-all na approach na kung saan dumadagdag sila sa pagbaba ng standard ng education, ng quality education at hindi nagiging patas yung access natin sa college education. Kaya lalong nasasayang yung effort ng mga estudyante at also yung nahihirapan yung mga schools na makamit yung tunay nilang purpose.